Help support AMTV by becoming a patron, an AMTV staff member, and following us over on Twitter. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martyn here, and it's finally time. After long last, we have a brand new Doctor Who collection set to take a look at, and this time the honour goes to one of my favourite Classic Who seasons, Season 22. Now this set has been a long time coming. This was actually announced in January of this year. We got the usual little special trailer which featured Nicola Bryant, and it was absolutely fantastic. Lots of interesting new features to delve into, which obviously for fans is great. But now finally we do have the set. It has just come out and it looks glorious. Let's take a look at that cover. We've got Colin Baker in his first season as the 6th Doctor. He's front and centre, looking great as ever. And below him we've got the whole sleuth of monsters that feature in this season. A lot of monsters actually. We've got lots of returning favourites such as the Daleks. You can see the glass one. You can see the Sontarans, the Cybermen. We've got the Master who's a little creep in there in the background. But we also have some new foes as well. We can see Syl, we can see the Rani, and the Borad from Timelash up there at the top. So as you can see, lots on offer in Season 22, a very much a monster or villain season. This artwork is done as usual by the marvellous Lee Binding. I've interviewed him for AMTV Radio. If you haven't listened to that, you can check it out, but also check out his work. He's absolutely marvellous. The Doctor here is holding his... Now, it was some sort of tracker, wasn't it? I think from Attack of the Cybermen, if I remember. You've obviously got the numbering. This is an 8-disc set and has been rated 12, which makes sense because this season often got a bad rap for being quite a violent season, so I'm not surprised it's a 12 here. And just before I go over to the back, if we look at the bottom, you can see this pillar. Now you might be thinking, why is that there? Well, obviously eagle-eyed fans who watch Attack of the Cybermen will know the chameleon circuit gets stuck and the TARDIS becomes several things, including this pillar. So nice touch from Lee for including that there, really nice homage. You can see on the side there, this indeed, as all the collection sets are, this is a chunky boy. This is obviously a very wide set. Obviously, eventually, the standard editions might come out. It might be a bit slimmer, but it does look great, doesn't it? Moving on over to the back, it says, continued your Doctor Who archive with the Ultimate Collector's Set. And the stories featured are Attack of the Cybermen, Vengeance on Varos, The Mark of the Rani, The Two Doctors, Timelash, and Revelation of the Daleks. All 13 episodes newly restored for Blu-ray and packed with brand new extra material. So I'll give my thoughts on the stories a little bit later on. But the features, let's have a look at them. So we've got exclusive extended versions, always exciting to see. So both Vengeance on Varos episodes have it, part 1 of The Two Doctors and part 1 of Revelation of the Daleks. So nice to have that inclusion. We've got Behind the Sofa. One of my favourite parts of these collection sets is the Behind the Sofa, where stars from Who or people who worked on the production, not necessarily from the era that they're watching, but they give their comment, and it's often hilarious, and it's a really neat feature. We've got making of documentaries, of course, a staple. We've got a brand new one for the Two Doctors, which will be awesome, and a revisit to Season 22 locations with Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant. Lovely stuff. We've got another In Conversation, 3 brand new interviews conducted by Matthew Sweet, who hosts these. One with Colin Baker, one with Nicola Bryant, and one with Michael Grade. Now, I think this is the interview everyone is very interested to see. Michael Grade is often cited as the man who tried to cancel Doctor Who in the mid-80s, and back then openly voiced his dislike of it. So I think a chance to hear his side of the story is going to be really interesting. So looking forward to that. We've got new audio commentary on Revelation of the Daleks, updated special effects on Timelash. I mean, out of all of the Season 22 stories, that's the one that probably needs it. We've got the special mini episode, which had Nicola Bryant in it. That's here. Studio footage. I love watching these, footage from when this was filmed. We've got behind-the-scenes material from Vengeance on Varos, The Two Doctors, Timelash, and Revelation of the Daleks. Exclusive archive treats, a treasure trove of previously unavailable content from the BBC archives. This is great too. This could be like news clips or appearances on other programmes, all that sort of stuff. I love it. Great for archiving. Immersive 5.1 surround sound, including a brand new mix for Attack of the Cybermen. Slipback, which was a radio adventure. Nice to have that on it, because I think the disc for that, the CD, is a bit harder to find, or it goes for a bit more these days. And of course the usual PDF written archive. So you've got scripts, production documents, and much more rare archival material. And it says at the bottom, each disc also features extensive special features previously released on DVD, including documentaries, featurettes, audio commentaries, infotext, and much more. The complete package, as it were. Starring Colin Baker and Nicola Bryant with Patrick Troughton and Fraser Hines. Not through the whole season, sadly, but that's obviously referring to the two Doctors there. This is a carbon-neutral box set, which is always very good, trying to do our bit to not damage the environment as much as we do. But now, let's just pull off the slip cover, see what's underneath. So there you go, without the little slip, there is the lovely artwork from Lee Binding in Full there. That is a gorgeous front cover, as they all are. And the back, and the back without the slip is that pillar. Oh, it's great, isn't it? Love that pillar. Lovely design on it, actually. I think it's going to come out as a pin badge, or is available as a pin badge from Forbidden Planet or something like that. So, ooh, look at that. Opening it up, we've got the scene from Revelation where they arrive on the snowy Necros. The Doctor in his lovely blue cape. Perry's there as well. The TARDIS. I love the 80s design of the TARDIS. Oh, and look in the background. There's a little Dalek snooping around there. Yeah, I love the 80s TARDIS design. Just really awesome. So the discs. So disc 1, we have Attack of the Cybermen, as you'd expect, first story of the season. Disc 2 is Vengeance on Varos. Disc 3 is also Vengeance on Varos, which probably makes sense as when this was last on DVD, it was a 2-disc set. Disc 4 is The Mark of the Rani. Disc 5 is The Two Doctors. Disc 6 is also The Two Doctors. Again, makes sense. It was a 2-disc release back in the day. Disc 7 is Time Lash. And Disc 8 is Revelation of the Daleks, which is honestly one of my favourite Classic Who stories ever. Not even going to be sorry about it there. And if we just remove the Revelation disc, as always with these, there he is. Colin's face from the title sequence. You love to see it, don't you? Excellent stuff. Opening up the flaps there, we can see another scene, this time from the two Doctors. We've got the Doctor and Perry, the TARDIS there as well, sort of running away from the two Sontarans. You also have a lovely TARDIS diorama, as you always get with these, so the lovely console. You've got the panel missing, again as in the two Doctors when he's trying to fix the chameleon circuit. And on the scanner you can see Halley's Comet, which again features heavily in that story. Love seeing the Attack of the Cybermen representation here. Oh, and look on the right-hand side, there's a Cyberman in himself standing in the doorway. Now, another lovely feature is obviously the booklet you get inside, which features that two Doctors scene there, and just opening it up. Change, my dear. Welcome to Season 22. So obviously you get a little introduction here, and then you get breakdowns of what's on each disc, if you like. So there's the one for Attack of the Cybermen. You get production information, all that sort of stuff. You also get, there's Vengeance on Varos. There, that's lovely. That, and a lot of this production information has been featured before in things like A Complete History, you know, stuff. It has been published before. It's not necessarily all brand new information. So, you know, but for those who didn't have it, you might be learning something here. There's lovely little new pieces of artwork included here as well, which I always find quite nice to gawp at. Like, that's a lovely one for Time Lash there for certain. And Revelation as well with the glass Dalek. And on the back of the booklet there, you've got a lovely little postcard of Colin Baker from the time. So that is your booklet. And they always give you one of these, you know, little merch booklets. What have we got? We've got the Sixth Doctor at BBC Audio. There's an advert for Time Fracture, which is such a shame because it's not on Bond Street anymore, so this advert's kind of mute. It did close. Hopefully it's touring. You've got enamel pin badges. Includes the Season 22 repaired TARDIS. Oh, look at that. There's the pillar. That's what I meant. So you can get that pillar from Forbidden Planet. I might pick it up myself, actually. You've got the Doctor Who escape room. You've got the companion set from the figurine collection. You can use the promo code to get 15% off your order. That's always fun. You've got the Inquisitor and the Rani, the Borad, an advert for Doctor Who magazine, advert for Mind of the Hodiak, which was the lost story Russell T Davies penned, the Essential Terence Dicks Target books, the Pirate Planet on vinyl, if that so takes you, and the Worlds of Wonder exhibition at the Liverpool Museum. So yeah, oh, and comics, gotta love comics on the back as well, so always nice to have a little merch book. So, just to touch on the stories very quickly then, Attack of the Cybermen, I love it. I've always thought this story is quite underrated. It's known for being quite violent, there's a lot of, you know, a lot of death, there's a lot of stuff like that. It was the mid-80s, like, but I think the story itself isn't as convoluted or as contrived as some people seem to think it is. But again, that's just my opinion. This season I've watched since I was really young. It was one of the first I watched in full, so it has a really nostalgic place. Vengeance on Varos equally is very good. Definitely a contender for the highlight of the season. Again, a lot of violence, a lot of stuff you didn't normally see in Doctor Who, I suppose, acid baths and the like. But the story is really strong. Good comment on the video nasties of the day. Mark of the Rani is deliciously camp. I watched it recently. And Kate O'Mara's fantastic as the Rani. Anthony Ainley, as always, shines as the Master. And the story is a good bit of fun. Not the strongest story, but really fun. And then you have the two Doctors, which is honestly my contender for favourite multi-Doctor story. It's great to see Patrick and Fraser back in their roles as the Doctor and Jamie. They gel so well with Six and Perry when they do interact. The Sontarans are great to have them back. And despite it being 3 45-minute episodes, a lot of people say it's too long. I've never personally found the pacing of this episode to be a problem. I've always enjoyed sort of going through it. So, yeah, one of my favourites. Time Lash is the sort of obvious one everyone points to as being the weak link. And yeah, it's not great. Do you know what I mean? It's not one of the pinnacles for various reasons. Maybe it's the writing, maybe it's the special effects, maybe it's some of the acting, not naming any names. But yeah, but again, I watched it and I was like, yeah, you know what? I didn't hate it. I had a bit of fun, but it's not one I'd rewatch in a hurry. And then you finish with Revelation, which again is honestly my contender for potential best classic Who story ever. I love how gloomy it gets, how dark it gets. It sort of rounds off this season of being really sort of not down, but, you know, a bit more gloomy, a bit more violent. I don't think there's a problem with Doctor Who being more violent if a lot of it's justified. And sure, sometimes some of it isn't, but I think some of it, especially in Revelation, can be used to great effect. And Davros is so maniacal in this one, and, you know, it's honestly brilliant. Watch it. So, yeah, this season for me holds up pretty well. Definitely in my top 5 Classic Who seasons, absolutely. And I'm so glad it's been given the Blu-ray treatment, that it's come on this gorgeous set. And I'm really, I mean, what I normally do with these sets is I will watch all the stories again. But season 22, I know it so well, and I've rewatched all of them within the last year. I can tell you that. That's how often I rewatch it. So I think this time I'm going to dive into the special features first to see what we've got on offer. But great season, highly recommend it to you. I highly recommend this box set. You can get it. I see now. I got mine from HMV. They seem to be quite reliable with getting this on time. This did arrive on release date. It was £44.99. You can also get it from places like Amazon, like Zavvi, any, you know, sort of sci-fi shop that stocks them. I guess if you want it for release day, though, you can always go out to shops like HMV on the day, but they won't always have guaranteed stock. And this is the limited edition set as well. So once these are gone, I don't think they aren't going to make any more of them. They hopefully will do a standard release, but that could come anywhere, you know, from 1 to 2 years after this comes out. So if you really want that season 22 fix, you want them new features, you want the Blu-ray treatment, I'd recommend getting it now. It's absolutely worth it. But that is it. I mean, let me know. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it, if you like seeing what this set has to offer. Let me know in the comments as well. Will you be picking up season 22? Is it one of your favorites? Do you think it's underrated? Do you think it's overrated? Or do you think maybe it's not that good? But I'm just glad that we finally got both Colin Baker's seasons as the Doctor on Blu-ray in these sets to enjoy. It's marvellous. But let me know in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new as well. I've been Adam Martyn from AMTV. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Thank you to our patrons for helping to support the show, and a special thank you to Macra, Jen Samantha Pringle, Anna Art, Adam Martin's biggest fan, Brittany Fan 1999, Max Jackson, Kelly is Live, Tracy Smith, The East End Girl, Ashley, Hooks Media, Ben Freeman, Mitchell, Ethan Carberry Holt, and Jamal Youssef, our AMTV staff members.